I told you guys that with the latest update, we had so many topics to cover, and today we have another crazy one as well, except it's kind of tied in with something that just happened about literally like an hour ago. So a topic and title I already had, another big news drop just released, and that was a big announcement that EA made regarding their Apex Legends title. So a lot to discuss in today's video. Don't forget, we are giving away this entire collection event with the Ash Heirloom. All you guys have to do is like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. Some people were DMing me. I was like, do I have to do one, the other? Truth of the matter, all you have to do is really comment and subscribe, but obviously liking the video helps as well, so I just say all three. I do want to say anyways, even if you didn't plan on commenting, this is a video where I really want to get your feedback to see what you guys have to say, because it is obviously not controversial, maybe controversial, but more so of a hot topic that I know people want to give their opinions on. So first thing of news, let's go ahead and talk about this. I actually made a video on this and I titled it something about like Apex Solos is returning, and I thought people were going to love that video, right? I thought that title would do good. I thought a lot of people would really be interested to see the Apex Solos mode is coming back, and for whatever reason it didn't do good. So I decided to not make today's video about this, but I will still talk about it. And that is the fact that back in February we had a little bit of a leak that made it seem likely that the Apex Legends Solos mode was coming. However, there was a little bit of a twist. It was going to be no loadouts, because it was actually going to be of this new Rumble mode where there's no squads, there's also no abilities, there's no loadouts, and no rules. So instead of choosing a loadout, you spawn with a random loadout, and this could be ricochet, you know, this could be explosive loadouts, it could be disruptor loadouts, it could be incendiary loadouts, or smart loadouts. And there's actually even more proof that this all makes sense that I'll talk about in a later video. Long story short, this was a leak that was, you know, coming from last month, and it seemed very likely that it could happen. Well, it also seems like it's double true. It got retweeted by the same person who said that he saw it was coming, he heard it was coming, and then also said, update, it is indeed true. I guess I wasn't a one-trick pony after all. So these guys obviously have a lot of inside sources, and they were, you know, able to confirm that this was actually coming into the game. We don't know when it's coming. It might be season 17, it might be season 18, it might be season 28. I don't really know. I know a lot of people are going to be happy. Yes, Apex Solos mode is coming back, and to a degree it is true, but it's just coming back with a twist. And I don't know if a lot of people were last time I made that video and I was talking about that leak, someone had basically said, like, you know, leave it to Respawn to always bring what we want, but with the twist that we didn't want or didn't ask for. The truth of the matter is Respawn knew we all wanted to play this game as a solo individual. They've always said that the game was meant to be a team-based game and with the abilities and all that stuff. So leave it to them. I kind of understand why they decided, okay, we'll bring solos back because they all want it, but we'll take away all these crazy abilities because they have no abilities, obviously, and all the crazy loadouts. It just make it random and make it a little bit more different. So I am happy that Solos mode is coming back, but I don't really know. I'm interested to see what you guys say. Also wanted to talk about this big announcement EA has just made. We've been discussing for quite some time, what are the plans of EA for Apex Legends moving forward? What are they going to do? What is their plans to make this game bigger, better, and obviously flourishing and thriving in the years to come? Because they've been coming out on articles saying they want this game to be around 10 to 15 years from now. What are their plans to do so? I could say, starting off with number one, we've got to establish the esports scene a little bit better and take care of these teams that are promoting these players so that they can pay these players what they need in order to keep promoting the game, right? Like Imperial How has got to always be taken care of. Otherwise, if he's not, you know, he might move on to another game, and Apex could begin to start losing its player base because the fan base is not big. Now, I'm not saying that specific situation is going to happen, but I'm just saying, you know, in general, SSG leaving, Team Liquid leaving, Cloud9 leaving, all these big organizations that people really used to root for back in the day. Now that they've left the game, you just got to be careful. Is this going to continuously happen? They've already came out and flamed EA for not taking care of the scene or helping out at all, or trying to be cheap with a lot of the revenue share splits, even though we see other games doing the revenue share splits. EA didn't want to do it, I guess. So you just wonder, when are they going to finally step up and take care of their esports scenes like they should? Well, I don't really know what this means, but they have decided to lay even more things off. We saw that they were sunsetting their Apex Mobile, and people began to worry. Is EA going to just start firing everybody and cutting back on the content, and is Apex going to be the one to suffer because of that? Well, Alpha Intel reported literally just a couple of hours ago that the CEO of Apex Legends, I think his name is Andrew Wilson, and that's off the top of my head, I could have been totally, I know his name's Andrew, but I can't remember what his last name is. Apex Legends performance, he says, is strong, and it's on the heels of a memorable 4th anniversary event. So it's good stuff. However, EA is laying off roughly 6% of their entire staff as they are, quote, moving away from projects that do not contribute to our strategy and reconstructing some of our teams. We've already seen that they cut away the Apex Legends campaign mode that they had planned. A brand new game that they were building was basically like Titanfall campaign, but it had all the Apex Legends in them. So it was basically going to be like an intertwining of both of these stories. And I think you're actually going to be able to play as Jack Cooper or something like that. I don't know, but people were so hyped up for it, right? And we could not wait to see it. Unfortunately, they did scrap all of that, and it seems like the reason is because it's not contributing to their strategy, so they say, and they're also reconstructing some of their teams for whatever their new projects may seem to be. Alpha Intel also reported that it's not specified which projects or studios are impacted by the layoffs, but we can kind of use, you know, context clues and realize what they're talking about here. I will say some of the fans were pretty upset about this, and to some degree, I don't blame them. Like, I know a lot of you console players out there have completely every right to say things like this. 15 months and still nothing. This was a promise that they made of updates coming in the future. 120 hertz gameplay for the PS5 and Series X and S on Xbox, adaptive triggers PS5, haptics PS5, visual improvements for PS5 and Xbox Series X and X, audio improvements, visual improvements, blah blah blah, whatever. And you know, we still have nothing. But despite all of this, they've made a very good job at changing something that nobody in the entire world was asking for. Yes, welcome to the golden nugget of today's video. If you made it this far, comment down below golden nugget. Respawn, for whatever reason in the entire world, has decided to switch the button that changes or removes your optic from your gun. And I have been dropping my HCOG so many times over the last couple of days because of this, and literally nobody asked for this. So when it used to be X to transfer and A to remove, now it's X to remove and A to transfer. Or for me, it used to be right click and now it's left click. And what's weird is, like, with this update that they released, there wasn't any like formal like patch notes of a lot of these changes that they fixed and all the nitty-gritty details explaining all of this stuff. And I hate when they do that, because then we just launch our game excited to play this and we get like hammered by a lot of changes we were not made aware of, we had no idea about, and what are we to do? I don't know. One good thing I could say that is going on in the community right now, unfortunately it's done by a community member once again, and that is the fact that Nick Works has launched a $200,000 TDM tournament. This is going to be a lot of fun to see. You'll see like a traditional bracket style tournament, I guess. And so yeah, $200,000 on the line. Imagine what it's going to be like for, you know, Imperial House team to go up against Sweet's team. I don't even know if they're actually playing. I think House taking a break and all that. I'm just saying in general, how nice would it be to have an established esports scene with like team deathmatch and stuff, because you could actually watch these teams and organizations that you know and love and root for go head to head in a bracket, and fair play, no third parties and anything like that. I would love to see a lot of these pro players do some of these side quest tournaments as well, because I know it would bring in for a lot of attention. And if you got to see a grand final of NRG Sweet Dreams going up against Imperial How, I mean, who in the world would not show up for that? And overall, I got to give Apex some praise. We are growing. The game feels good. It feels fresh. We're getting a lot of content, and I am pretty happy about it. But there also are obviously some things that I feel like it's the small things. Like I'm pretty excited for some of the big things that they have announced, but it's small things that they're making mistakes on that I'm just like, why? What are you doing? I don't know. Interested to see how you guys react to this news down in the comment section below. Leave a like on the video if you guys did enjoy. Subscribe to the channel if you guys want to stay up to date, all things Apex Legends news related. And until the next time, I will see you all later, Gators.